Hi, I'm Taeyeon Yu. So which high school are you planning to go to? It was a simple question, one that anyone could ask. And when my classmate asked me during lunch class, I didn't hesitate. I don't know, I guess the one nearest to my house? I laughed as I said it, because honestly, I thought it didn't really matter. But later that night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Why didn't I have an answer? Did I really not care? Or was I just avoiding the decision? I started wondering there was something behind that casual question. So I tried to remember who I had been, not who I was told to be, but who I naturally became when no one was watching. I remembered how I used to open up my old laptop at home. Not because I had to, but I genuinely wanted to know how it worked inside. I remembered spending hours learning how to replace parts or how to change BIOS settings from YouTube tutorials. Not for a grade, not for a competition, just for fun. That's when I started asking a different question. Not just, where should I go? But, where does my curiosity belong? I began researching different kinds of high school. At first, I was still leaning toward the default. Just attend the school nearest to my house. But then, I discovered something unexpected. Science high schools closed their applications much earlier than others. If I wanted to take the path, the deadline was just around the corner. And as I kept asking myself what truly excited me, the answer kept pointing to science. I applied and I got accepted. And suddenly, my world turned upside down. Now, I was in a place where it was normal to love problems, where people didn't just memorize formulas, but they want to know how the formulas came from, where people didn't just use coding as skill, but a language for building ideas. I joined a project how to explore to remove microplastics from aquatic environments. Previously, I also took part in a study that analyzed concentration levels using brainwaves and microsensors. Even during math class, I found myself enjoying not just the answers, but the questions themselves, like why do some questions feel so elegant? Or why do some patterns look like some in nature and numbers? This environment didn't teach me science. It gave me a place to know who I was. Now I know that I want to major in information science or biomedical engineering. In university, I want to study how software and hardware can work together to improve human health. I want to design assistive tools that help people with disabilities or sleep disorders. I imagine myself working in a lab surrounded by sensors, wires, and data, trying to solve real problems, not just solving theoretical problems, but building things that matter. And all of that clarity came from one moment, one question. So which high school are you planning to go to? When I first heard the question, I thought it was about location. But now I realize it was really about identity. Who am I when no one is deciding for me? What do I choose when I stop copying others and start listening to myself? That one question led me not only to a new school, but a new understanding of who I am, a new me. It taught me that curiosity is not a weakness to hide, but a strength to protect and follow. So now, I want to ask you, what are you avoiding asking yourself? And whose answer are you living instead of your own? Your parents or your friends? You don't need a perfect plan, just a better question you can ask today. One that leads not to a map, but a compass. Because sometimes all it takes to begin a different life is one simple question. Thank you.